My screen is showing up here. We have date, description, quantity, rate, and amount for what we are trying to do. Now, on that date, I wrote 3rd March 2022, and pair of trousers, for instance, is what you are selling. Now, if you notice in Excel, please, when you're doing a work in Excel, take note of this. Pair of trousers went beyond column B and leaked into column C. So I was telling you initially, if you heard my audio then, that for the fact that this thing has leaked into column C does not mean that it is found in column C. Everything about pair of trousers originated and ends in column B. Take note of that. So how do I know that? Let me press tab key. I'm right now in column C. When you go to your formula bar, as I pointed out yesterday, nothing is written in column C to tell you that column C is empty. So please don't say because trousers enter there that then you will not type anything here. No, go ahead to type. So the quantity of trousers will have 7, and then the rate for a pair of the trousers is 6,000. And the amount, I now computed the amount by saying equal to. I told you yesterday that every amount, every formula, everything you are doing about formula starts with equal to. I'll write equal to, and then I write 7 multiply. The asterisk is multiplication. Please, it's not this x, it's this asterisk. Then you multiply by 6,000, and you now get 42,000 as your amount. Now, my question now is, this formula I've imputed here to give me 42,000, is it the right formula based on our yesterday class? Let me get your answer. Is this the right formula? Someone say yes. I need one more answer so that I can validate the former one. Okay, let's go back to the presentation, to the screen. Now, this formula I did is wrong. Someone may ask, why is it wrong? It is wrong because I was not making reference to the cell name that is housing 7. I did not even make reference to the cell name that is housing 6,000. So my question now is, what is the cell name housing 7? Put it up on the chart. What is the cell name housing 7? C2. Thank you so much. That's C2. The one housing 6,000 is D2. So my right formula would have been this, equal to, I will click here to get a C2. Then before I now put up my asterisk, that's the multiplication. Before I now type, either I type D2 or I click. Now, if you observe, the D is small letter. It doesn't mean whether you type capital D or small d, Excel respects it. Are we following? Now, after doing this, I press enter. I will still get 42,000, which is correct. But now this is the right one because the formula bar is telling you that you arrive at 42,000 by multiplying C2 by D2. That is so. When your boss, or maybe you are the boss of the business, and you observe that there's an error in this computation, and what was sold was not actually 7 quantity, but it was 10, or let's say 15. When I now enter 15 and I press enter or tab, what has happened? This amount has changed from the initial value to 90,000. I think we are together. Now, from what I started, for those of us that join up or initially before the network and some issue came up, I said in re-accounting, you don't write 90,000 this way. You don't write 90,000 this way. You must write 90, 000, then full stop or dot 00. And I say for you to do that, all you need to do is to click on the 90, then Under your, we are under the home. We have home, insert, page layout, formula, data, and the rest. But under home, go down to here, under the comma style. Down the road, format with 1,000 separator. Click there once. You see what has happened? The 90,000 the comma has been imputed, and then the full stop is there, 0.00 is there. Are we together? Now, for you to, the rate too can be done. Rate is also in amount. You can click here. Now, in order not to waste your time doing it every time, what you need to do, since this column and this column will be housing your figures or your amount, highlight it to any extent you want it to be. Let's say to this extent. And then you head on to your comma style, and then you click it. Just click it, nothing will happen. But what you have done now, you have told Excel that, see, any amount I type inside this box, please help me to impute comma and 0.00. So when I come here and I type, and I come here and I type 4th March 2022, and I type sneakers, and the sneakers are 40 in number. When I come here and type 4,000 naira and I press tab, you see the 4,000 has been imputed with comma and full stop. Then this very formula that we have used here, all we need to do is to just come here and drag down. You see what has happened? And drag down. Please, are we following this class? Let me get your response, please. Let me get your response. If you're enjoying the class, if you're following what I'm doing, let me get your response. Just by a yes or okay, thank you so much. Okay, now, if you observe something, let's now work with this. You see these hashtags. Whenever you see hashtag in Excel, go and point on it. You see that it's written there 160,000. But why is it not showing up? The reason why it's not showing up is because the width or the space there is not enough to house it. So what do? Simple. Just come, head over to here, mind you, and then you can double click or drag to the right. By dragging to the right, you see that you have reviewed what was hidden. It was hidden because there was not enough space for you, for the 160,000 to be accommodated. So that is being taken care of. Then let's head over to this. We wrote a pair of trousers in cell B2, and the space was not enough. So you can also come here. Now, what do? Description is N is missing in description. Trousers, a lot of stuff is missing in trousers. So let's say, for instance, that you have all these columns, all these cells filled up to 5,000 names, 5,000 items. Now you can't tell which one is longer than which in length or in the line. So in order not to do guesswork, what you need to do is to just come over to the B and double click. Please don't go and drag. Please don't go and drag like this. It's a wrong practice in Excel. So I do Control Z. You don't drag that way. Just come up here between B and C on that line and double click. When you double click, Excel is going to bypass description and is going to pay attention to the line that is longer, so that it will make sure that everything that's written on that cell is being reviewed. So that is one of the tricks you use in Excel. So you don't just head over and start dragging this. I think we are following. Are we together? Okay, so having said that, let's go over, let's continue with what we have for tonight. Now, we are still working within a cell. We are still working within a cell. And right now, I'm going to, for 5th April, let's say 2022, and you bought some polo t-shirts, and you're buying 4, and each of them is 3,000 naira. By the time you press your tab key or your enter key, you see you have your 12,000 with your comma and your full stop, 0.0 as in 0.00. I think we are following what we are saying. Now, let's get the last one, 6th April 2022, and I write UK branded shirts or branded cardigans. And you see what has happened now. For the father is passing this, I don't care about that. I just need to press my tab key and go to my column C, my cell C5, and type what I want to type. When you type 3, whatever that is written in B that could not be contained in B, is B5, will go behind. Then we'll come here, we'll write 3,000. When you press enter key or tab key, you have your 12,000. But now, this is where the lesson is now, what I want to teach you. If you see what is happening, you don't want to extend this thing further. Let's say, for instance, your work has been done, everything has been set, and you don't want to extend this thing further. But the UK branded cardigan from your formula by C, cardigans, if you check IG, part of D, IGANS, is hidden. But the rule is, please don't extend this column. Maintain it as it is. I don't want it wider because already what I need to be contained has been taken care of. Now, what do you do? Because your boss say you should not extend this like this, because when you extend it, you know very well that everything is going to show. But you have been instructed not to extend it. What will you now do in that case? What you do in that case, you have to do what we call wrap test wrapping. Test wrapping. Let me spell it out here. You do what we call test wrapping. Now, how do you now wrap the test? I wrap the test by clicking on that cell that is affected. If it were 2 cells, I will highlight the 2 cells. But since it is 1, I'll highlight only 1. After highlighting, under your home, I will head over to wrap test. I will just click once. You see what has happened? Because the cardigans could not be contained on this first line, it broke and came down on the second line. And when that thing happened, this whole row, that's row 5, was now expanded to accommodate the cardigans. Are we following, please? Let me know. Are we following? Are we following? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So please, you may say, Excel, this is just the foundation. We are coming up. We are coming up. And if you follow what I'm doing, we are climbing, and it's getting tougher as you are going up. Now, but I want to ask a question using your ideology now. Looking at this line that I've highlighted, is it arranged properly? Is it arranged properly? Just look at it. 6th April 2022, UK branded cardigans, quantity 4, 3,000. Is it arranged properly? Let me get your answer. We're in a class. We're in a class. Is it arranged properly? Is it arranged properly? Let me know. Okay, we are here to answer. But let me, okay. Thank you, sir. Trusting say it's not arranged properly. Yes, it's true. It's not arranged properly. Look at the date is down. UK branded is balanced. All these other ones are down. It is not arranged properly. So the issue of alignment, the issue of test alignment comes to play. come to play. How do we now align our tests? Simple. We highlight everything here, and then we head over to this. Now, in Microsoft Word, we have what we call align left, we have center, we have align right in Microsoft Word. And we also have justify in Microsoft Word. But when Excel came in, Excel came with added features. When you look up, you see where they wrote top align, we have middle align, and we have bottom alignment. Bottom alignment. So please let me ask again, which one should we go for? Top alignment, but middle alignment, bottom alignment. If you're the one, which one will you go for? We're in a class, that's why it's a live session. We have the freedom to ask questions and also to respond. Okay. Top alignment comes as an answer. Oh, sorry, let me pin my bottom from Moses. Okay, I think those with top alignment win. So please, top alignment is the best option. This is it. I've clicked on it and look at how it has arranged. Another option you might have tried would have been middle, but it won't really work well. So top alignment is the best for this. Are we together? So that aside, I'm so happy that we are following. Now, this is a work you have done for someone, and this work you want to print it. How do you print a work? I think you print a work by doing Control F2. Control F2 means print preview. Let me do it. Please Control F2. You are previewing your text to print. Now, this is my preview. On my preview, you see that there are no lines. You can't see any line. Why is it so? Why am I not seeing any line? It is because these lines you are seeing in Excel are imaginary lines. Those lines they don't print when you are printing your work. They don't appear on your work. So you are the one to impute the lines yourself. So how do you impute the line is now the question. You highlight all your work. See, I've captured all the work this way. Under your home, we are still under the home. Most of the things we are doing today is under home. Under your home, you head to your border. This is your border. You see where it's written bottom border, because that's the one that's active now. So you click there and you go to all borders. All borders. And then you click. When you click all borders, you observe something. You see, every line is now very bold. They are pronounced. So when I go back and do Control F2, sorry, you see that your table nice. All these things now having lines. So let's take note of that, so that when we are in the office there. Okay, someone is asking about what about rap test. Okay, David, I'm coming about the rap test. I will buttress more on that. All right. So now you see these things, they now have lines. But do you know in Microsoft Word, people will call this in a table? Yeah, they will call it a table. But I can tell you that it's not a table. It's not a table. Someone may ask, what do you mean? It's not a table. But do you know in Excel, it is advised that you work with tables to beautify your work. But not just beautifying your work. There's a reason for table. So I'm shifting a bit because we are getting close, getting to the end of the class. I'm moving a bit now to tables. So how do I convert this to a table? That is where the question now is. Simply put, or to do it simple, just you can highlight everything here. You are free to do that. If you don't want to highlight everything, you can just click on this leading cell, which is cell A1, where you have date written. So whichever one you want to do, you can do that. But let me, since I have other things that are scattered on this work page, on this sheet, let me just highlight everything this way. Now, as it is highlighted, I will now go to insert. From home, you move to insert. When I go to insert, I will now go to table. I click on table. When I click on table, this stuff comes out. It comes out. This is I'm carrying about comes out. You say, where is the data for your table? You see that a broken line cycling around this table, meaning that the table has been captured. These, and if you notice on the box here, it is written equal to A1, $sign A, $1, 2, $sign E to $5. That means A1 to E5. Please, are we following? Are we following, please? Are we following? Are we following? Let me know, let me know, let me know, let me know, let me know. Thank you so much. So this is A1 down to E5. The question now is, do you know you can even alter it? Let's say I want to get it to E6. I can simply click here and then remove this 5 and put 6. Yes, to extend it. But for now, since we are learning, let's leave it at the 5 that we're working with. Now, the next thing you need to look out for is this. This box is checked, and what is written beside the box is my table has headers. You are telling Z that my table has headers. If you look at our work, is it having a header? Yes. What are the headers? My first header is date, description, quantity, rate, and amount. But if your table does not have header, you uncheck this. You uncheck it so that Excel will impute some, should I say yes, some default headers for you. It may call you row, column, and thereabout. So, but for now, let's leave it on. Let's check it because we have header, which is date, description, quantity, rate, and amount. After doing that, you just say, okay. Now, this is how our table looks like. You see? This is our table. Immediately you insert your table tools up here. If you look at, if you check my arrow up here, table tools and design comes out, meaning you can change the colors of the table to suit whatever you want to do. You can open up for more. You see different colors to beautify your table. So let me get a color that talks about Nigeria. That's green. Okay, let's use this green for this. But to end this very study on this table, take note of these two things because we'll need them as we continue. Do you know that this table has a name? This table I've created has a name. Under your table and design, you see here, you see what is written here? Table name. Please, if you really want to flow with me, you must know the name of your table because when we be using it, you appreciate it. Now, this is table 1. I can click it and say student data. You know, I've renamed it to student data. You can rename it to suit your name. A time is coming when we'll be making reference to the name of those tables. We have a lot of things to do with that. So take note of that. This is table student data, and you can call it anything you can call it. But the final thing about this table is this: why must I put my work in a table? So let's know why. So I'm going to delete this. Everything I've computed here, I'm going to delete it. You know, we're in a table now. So let me say I have done this record and I've populated up to 100 data or 1,000 data. And I come to the first data, which is 3rd March 2022. And I put the formula equal to, you remember our formula? C2 multiplied by our rate, this is D2. And I press enter. What do you observe? Does it look sweet? You see what has happened? You don't need to bug yourself. If you are inside a table, once you have computed the first formula on the first row, other ones will just, as far as your, what do you call it, your formula is correct, every other item, every other description will fall in place. So that's the sweetness of table. So you don't need to kind of be, I was telling you that you'll be dragging. You don't need to be, what, drag what? You don't need to drag. You just need to do for this one, and everything will now fall in place. So this is where we're going to stop for today.